What's up, everybody? It's your favorite show, Get a Bucket. I'm your host, Train, as usual. Hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. We got a couple people on the show. We got here my man, Mark.
What's up, little man? You got something to say? You want to be on the camera? Drooling so terribly.
Yep. We got Xavier.
What's going on with y'all boys, man? It's Xavier. Happy to be here, man. First time on a podcast, so I'm excited for the experience and to rap with y'all today.
And we got here Darryl as well.
I'm doing great, man.
Excellent. All right, well, look, I'm glad y'all boys are on the show. These are some good brothers here, ladies and gentlemen. So we will talk about a lot. It's called Get a Bucket. So
Get a bucket.
We do basketball out here, but we also throw that peel, that little pigskin out there. So we'll talk about a few things. But yeah, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Sergeant, today is bad. Let's go ahead and get started with the rest of the show, shall we? All right, so we got our motivational post, ladies and gentlemen. I want to keep y'all motivated. It's early. So with that being said, my man CP3, talk to me. Well, it was something he said last year, and he said as follows: duck nobody once in the playoffs. Now, we all saw CP3 and the Suns get a little saucy out there, and you got to appreciate them. And they went through a hard road, starting out with the Lakers. Yeah, we were injured, but it's still the Lakers, You go through a tough little task, like Nuggets, Clippers, that's no small feat. And they almost won it. First finals, would have had it. But they didn't duck anybody with head first, and you got to appreciate that. So he's a quality veteran. I admire and respect him. Top 5 point guard all time. But
absolutely.
But we got a couple of people out here that also have motivational posts. I figure you don't want to just listen to myself. So with that being said, we're going to get kicked right off with Xavier.
All right, so my motivational quote is coming from my favorite athlete of all time, the GOAT, LeBron James. We're going to have to agree to disagree, I understand, but that's the GOAT to me. And the quote that he has said, I think is his most famous one, is earn, not given. I think people can take that quote with them in life and always apply it. Always apply it to working hard for what you want, not expecting anything to be handed to you.
All right. I like all those motivational posts right there. I'm telling you. Yeah, Xavier, I don't know about that whole GOAT discussion. That discussion for another day. But
another day.
Exactly. But yeah, ladies, we are going to transition on into the next segment. So stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So as y'all see, we got my man Darryl on the screen now. Darryl, you were telling me about something that happened like very recently, like yesterday, this morning. Like you found out this morning. Travis Scott had, you said 8 people apparently died at his concert.
Yeah. Unfortunately, sad news, man. It was, I guess it is Astroworld festival that he was hosting in Houston, and down there he's the man down there. Apparently, they say 8 people actually died at the concert last night. Unfortunately, thoughts and prayers with the family. But they said that the gates were just overrun with people trying to flood. There's videos circulating now. People are just getting trampled. They believe most of the people that unfortunately passed away were getting pushed up on, like when people were crowding the stage or trying to get as close as possible, people were just going down and getting stomped and trampled. And it was making headline news this morning. It was a shock to me. I didn't think it was that bad because, his concerts do get kind of wild, but to actually have, multiple fatalities, that's a big deal.
Big facts. It reminds me of, even though no one really died, like the Malice in the Palace, and how like not a lot of security is involved to break up this type of situation or even prevent it from occurring. Like it's kind of like that situation. So I hope they definitely get that resolved because both of us know physical security is still something to pay attention to. So
they just didn't have. Travis Scott's like the most influential artist of this generation. So if he's gonna do like an Astroworld in his hometown, they should have known better, you know.
Indeed.
Yeah.
But another fatal situation that occurred, this is called Get a Bucket, but we throw a little football here from time to time. So we have a little situation. Ruggs out there.
Yeah.
Las Vegas Raiders wide receiver. He was driving a little too fast, going about $156 miles per hour. And we did get into an accident, killed a young lady, and his girl was actually in the car as well. Actually had to go to the hospital. There have been some people who have had criminal past. I think of like a Johnny Manziel, a Ray Lewis, Ben Roethlisberger, Ray Caruth for the Panthers fans out there. Now some of the majority of those did still continue to play though, right? Like even some more notable like Kareem Hunt, right? Joe Mixon even back in the day in college. Like, do you think Ruggs' career is done after this?
Unfortunately, I think it is done. Especially for the speed he was going, the fact that he hit someone while he was intoxicated. Like, it's just not looking good for him right now, and I don't think any team's gonna touch a player, especially one that's he's still really young. He's only 22 years old, so he hadn't developed yet either. So I don't think his talent would even outweigh the controversy at this point. But thoughts and prayers with the victim there as well, because that was just an awful story, and I hate what he did, but I'm not going to pile on to it right now. He's going through it. Justice will be served on him however they see fit. But in Vegas, I heard that driving intoxicated is terrible. Like the consequences are like years in prison. So unfortunately, he made an awful decision that night, and now he's gonna have to live with it. So, I don't think a team is gonna touch him now, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, like I was talking with a friend, and someone brought up the whole Michael Vick case, and I was like, this is a little bit different than Mike's case, bro. I can make the argument Mike didn't deserve what he got. Like in this situation, that's like I don't want to pile on it, but like you said, it's just an unfortunate situation. It's very different from Mike's case. So right. I wish the best for Buddy, but that is a little tragic. Now, speaking of tragic, Aaron Rodgers. I'm not gonna try to bash people for not being vaccinated, right? Like that's not the aim at all. It's the fact that he said he was immunized.
Yeah.
Did he lie? Because here's my thing. He was asked the question. He answered it the way he did, and people sped off with it. Like if this was Kyrie answering that question and he gave that answer, you best believe reporters are gonna be like, okay, but like, are you vaccinated? Right. Did he really lie, or is this more so on everyone else? We're just assuming he meant that when he said something else.
Well, I can touch on that. I actually know a friend who's an attorney, and she deals with this type of stuff all the time when it comes to, because she works for a Geico, so she's part of their internal attorneys there. And the fact that we're in this day and age of COVID and coronavirus and being vaccinated or not, the language that people use, certain terms like immunized, can be assumed as being vaccinated. So he would still be held liable if it got to that point. So in my opinion, I think he was not honest and truthful. He danced around it his way, and that's fine. But he led his own team to think that the average person is going to assume he been vaccinated. So as a fan, I'd be pissed because dude, like you were out here unvaccinated, not only putting people at risk, but you're also being not honest with the fan base and thinking that you know, even if you do catch COVID, you're only going to be out a couple days, but unfortunately you're not vaccinated at all, and now you got to miss possibly 2 games, you know, so that puts the whole team at risk, you know. So I think it was just a foolish thing to do. Very selfish. I'm like, if you're not vaccinated, just be unvaccinated. It's fine too. Like, don't tiptoe around it and make people assume something that's not accurate, you know. So that was my take on it. You know, I expect a little bit more from Aaron, you know, because we all thought he was kind of like a straight shooter type guy, but now like it's starting to come out that he leans a certain way, and that's cool. You know, you want to live that way, that's fine. But the NFL has rules, and you unfortunately weren't following them. So that's just the reality of it. So we'll see.
Like you said, the Packers are trying to move on from him though. So we're gonna move on to the next segment because we're gonna talk about OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr. And he's having some quarterback issues. Baker's, you know, vaccinated, at least to my knowledge, but he was released. And that was actually kind of breaking news, people. Thank you, Darryl. But Darryl, let me ask you this: because he's released, right? One, do you think the Browns made a mistake for like just releasing him and not trying to get anything for him?
That's a tough question. I'm gonna say no, because when it comes to these things, when both parties are just ready to just wash their hands with it and be done, it's unfortunate that you don't get anything, but I feel like it's better that way. That way you don't carry someone around who just doesn't want to be there for another 10 games, you know, like or eight to 10 games. Like it's not helpful for anyone involved. So I think it sucks, but it's fine. Like at this point, the Browns have enough money. They can eat that. It's unfortunate it didn't work out. But yeah, so yeah, I don't think OBJ's you know, a bad player or anything. I think it was just not a good fit. So I think he needs to just go somewhere else. Just didn't work out. And at this point, I didn't think the relationship could be salvaged anyway. So releasing him was probably the best thing they could do for both of them.
Okay, that's interesting. Because I feel like, and maybe this is just the selfishness in me, he was either going to get traded before the deadline, or he going to ride the bench, or he going to play. Like something's going to happen, bro. Like I'm shelling out money for OBJ, and this is the talent that we know. Like OBJ with the, you know, one arm behind the back catch. Like I can't just lose that for nothing. That's like me wanting to lose Ben Simmons for nothing. Like to me, it's. I'm not saying they're equivalent. I'm just saying like I don't want to lose a top tier talent for anything. So like I tell OBJ, look, bro, if you really not trying to play, go on vacation. Like take the year off. Fine, I'll trade you in the off season. We'll get you situated. I'm not losing that much talent for nothing. Like, and now he's gonna be able to go on another team and win. But no, if he went to the Saints, bro, I think that would be interesting. And like it's a perfect segue because we were going to talk about Michael Thomas because he's out for the season. I'm a little bit torn because I had him for my fantasy team. So I thought I had a really nice like extra stash. Yeah. He was going to be nice with 18 points coming my way. And he's gone for the season. So when you have that potentially for like next season, you got Jameis coming back next season. Would OBJ have been able to help you guys salvage this season?
I think he can. The Saints they are desperate at wide receiver at this point. Any help?
Who's the quarterback?
Right now, it's Trevor Siemian. He's starting right now. They got Taysom Hill, but I think they're going to use him more as like a gadget wide receiver, running back type player, not as a strict quarterback. But Trevor played well. Like they thought about it, but I don't think Sean Payne said he basically said no without saying no by saying I like the guys we have in our quarterback room. So that's him saying he's not looking. So I think Trevor Siemian played well enough last week to keep the job for another week when he came in and we beat Tampa Bay, arguably the best team in the league. So you gotta honor that. Whenever a guy steps in and he plays well, you gotta at least give him a chance to play the next week. So So we'll see what happens. Defense has been carrying that team for the most, but OBJ would just a body on the field at wide receiver, they'll take it. Especially with the talent. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see how that goes. Then we'll see where OBJ lands. But that's the end of this segment. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We will be going forward with a couple other segments. So just enjoy the show. But Darryl, thank you, and we'll see you again later on in the show. So if you like Darryl a lot, people don't feel bad. He'll be back. So yeah. All right. So we go on to the next segment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a start bench cut here. Mark. So we got a couple of notable NBA young stars, right? We got LaMelo Ball, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Ja Morant. Who are you going to start, bench, and cut?
Ja got to start. He's electric. He's explosive. And I just like his overall game. You know what I mean? So I got to go Ja Morant first. Then bench. I got to bench LaMelo Ball. He's a star in his own right. I love the assist numbers. I just love the way, he makes plays in the open court. And I haven't seen too much of Shai's game, but I just compared to them two, kind of just the oddball out there. Though he can hoop too. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no. I think I agree with you on that. I think, although long-term wise, it's going to be a little tricky. I think Melo's game is probably like the safest between him and Ja Morant. Meaning, I don't think he'll get into he'll be less injury prone compared to Ja. I think Ja does a lot of jumping in the air, athletic, acrobatic stuff. LaMelo jumps too. He just hurt his hip, but I think Ja's gonna have more of a D Rose type similarity. So I don't think I'm not wishing.
Don't put that on my man. That's that.
No, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not wishing an injury, but he's herky jerky. He moves real quick, so. Right. The chances of something happening to him versus LaMelo Ball, who's 6'7", point guard, passing the ball a lot, I don't think is going to happen to him. But I could be wrong in that scenario too. But right now, Ja Morant is my start. LaMelo Ball would be my bench, and I would have to unfortunately cut Shai. And I love Shai's game too. Shai's a hooper, bro. If we can get him on the Lakers somehow, some way, I wouldn't be mad at that. But that's another story for another day.
Right.
That's another stuff another day. But I can rock with that. Okay. All right. Cool. Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go on to the next segment, but hope y'all enjoying so far, and definitely stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we got Who Dat. I almost excused with the gentlemen. My fault, fellas. Apologize. But this is Who Dat, and we are focusing on WNBA, so that's gives a little context. That's why I almost skipped over that. My bad, fellas, once again. But Darryl, I understand you're not the biggest WNBA fan, right? We give some support, but you're not the biggest fan. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see just how big of a fan you really are, right? So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, as you all see on the screen, we have a 2-time WNBA Defensive Player of the Year, an 8-time block leader, and she's the 3rd woman to dunk in the WNBA. Darryl, who you got?
Oh, that's Brittany. Knew that
okay.
One,
all right.
Yeah.
That works. Let's see here. Don't get too cocky. All right.
I know a little bit, man. I know a little bit.
Okay. All right. This is a 3-time WNBA MVP, a 2-time WNBA champ and Defensive Player of the Year. And she's the first woman to dunk in the WNBA.
Oh, I think I got this one. I'm going to go with Lisa Leslie.
Are you sure of that?
I'm sure.
All right. So, we got here a former WNBA MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, former #1 draft pick, and she's also won a collegiate and professional championship.
Okay.
Who you got?
I have to go with Candace Parker.
All right, that works. That works.
Naperville legend.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go on to the next segment now. Darryl, thank you so much. Appreciate that, big guy. All right, big guy. Why don't you follow the WNBA as much?
I don't follow the WNBA as much. I think, to be honest, like, just the awareness that's out there, I think they should go to the NBA's office and, you know, demand a better marketing campaign. Like, yeah, people hear about the WNBA, but I can't really name a bunch of teams just because, I mean, I know that it's out there, but, like, it's like, okay. You know what I mean? You have to actually be dedicated to it to actually, you know, hey, I know these players. You know, you might see somebody get crossed here and there from the limited games I watch, and that's like a moment, but it's not, you know what I mean? I don't know. If they can find a way to incorporate that, even if they got to change the rules with, like, hell, like, instead of the 3-point, look, this, if you shoot from this angle, I mean, this spot on the court, that's 4. Like, something just to spice it up if they're not going to lower the hoop. They lower the hoop, then I'm all for it, just because now more people about to dunk. You know what I mean? So it's a similar, it'll be more a similar
it'd be nice
product
to see more bodies caught on in the WNBA. I'll give you that. Like, I think from an entertaining perspective, I understand why people want to see that. I just think from the athlete, from the women athlete, some of them might not receive that too well. Like, I know Candace Parker wants to, like, have her daughter coming up and doing a windmill dunk on a 10-foot rim. Like, I think just to have that whole equality standpoint, if they want to keep that agenda, they might want to keep the rim at 10 feet. But, like, I also understand it being at 9 though. But you know, I understand you don't watch it all the way much. You know, there are a lot of reasons why I understand that. Can we get you though to support maybe like one game a month? It can be like a team. You can have we can get you a favorite team right now. Would that work for you? Could you do that for us?
Yeah, so y'all can take a poll of what team I'm supposed to support, and then hey, you know what I mean? If it comes on my station or something, then I'll check it out.
I mean, I want you to have the team. I want you to pick the team. Like, for example, it sounded like you were a Liz Cambage fan. So I mean, you can be either like whatever team she's on right now. She's on the Aces, so that could be your team.
I'm an Aces fan.
Yeah, and the whole time, I mean, they have a shot to win it. I don't like Bill Laimbeer as much. He gotta win it over for me, but that's another story for another day. All right, Darryl. So what you got for me for the transformation post, big guy?
You know, a lot of people might disagree with this or hate this person, but Mike Vick, you know, I know he's a controversial figure, but I was around in 2007 when all the news broke about, you know, the dogs and the dog fighting and the dog fighting ring he had at his house. Like, I remember going through all of that and being like, whoa, like, what's going on? What's going to happen to him? Because he was on top of the world at that point. He had, you know, deals with Nike. He was Madden, you know, everywhere. He was the guy in the NFL. So when he went away for a year, people didn't think, you know, he even deserved a shot at coming back. But the man served his time. He took the responsibility, and he ended up doing a bunch of, you know, community service. He learned from his mistakes, and eventually the team took a chance on him in the Eagles, and he got a second shot to play again.
Okay. No, I like Vic. I like Vic a lot, bro. I'm from the 7-5 as well, and like he was big in the area, so it's like it hurt when I found out he was hemmed up over this. I ain't gonna get Peter and the dog lovers, you know, attacking my show. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna say I'm glad Mike Vick's out and doing better out there. He didn't deserve what he got. So, all right, Mark. So, how about yourself, big guy, for the throwback post? What you got?
Malice in the Palace, bro. Like, I mean, I'm always at least in my heyday, I used to be good for a melee. So, to be in the middle of something like that, I don't know, bro. Like, and then they just dropped the documentary. You know, if I was out there handing out haymakers and stuff, who knows? I might have got interviewed. Then I could have made money off my image and likeness. So, you know, all the times I done spent brawling for free, could have brawled and actually got paid this time. Not to mention that was a watershed moment in sports, you know, for better and for worse.
Yeah. No, that was a good throwback. That was a big one. I think a lot of people do like that moment for multiple reasons, obviously. But, yeah, that was a good throwback. I like that one. All right, now let's talk about something that will not be DC related, though. The Super Bowl. Who you guys?
Yeah, definitely not related here, unfortunately, for these fans. Yeah, Super Bowl take already.
I almost said DMV, but I thought about Baltimore, and I was like, maybe.
They might. Yeah,
maybe.
They're up there too. I don't know, man. This year there's so much parity, which is great. You know, I always pick my own team to make it, but I don't think they will. You know, the Saints, but you know, they're compelling. They're 5-2 right now. You know, like they have a legitimate shot. You know, so. I guess I'll pick the Rams and the Bills at this point, you know, as a you know, sports watcher, you know, taking my fanhood out of it, you know. But
okay,
that's who I probably roll with right now, especially since they just got Von Miller, the Rams did. So
that is true.
They're going all in this year.
Yeah, no, they really are. They really are. And I completely forgot about the Von Miller part. That was this week. Yeah. Okay. See, it's interesting. So for my Super Bowl, I got the Cardinals. I'm not even gonna hold you. I don't know who they'd be facing though. It's looking a little too chaotic on that side. I honestly don't know. I don't have that good gut feeling anymore about anybody on that side. That's troubling. So I got a big question mark right there.
Right.
Now, who's going to be your MVP? I'll list off all mine after you say yours.
Okay. It's tough, man. I remember last time we spoke, I said Matt Stafford. Mm-hmm. He's still up there. But man, Cooper Kupp's been crushing it, man. I'm going to keep my take right now at Matt Stafford.
Okay.
To go ahead and bring it home.
Okay. So you're not changing it.
No, I'm going to keep him right now.
All right. Okay. Let's see if Matt.
Especially if they end up with the 1 seed. If they end up with the 1 seed, he's winning it.
I mean, yeah, he probably will. Then he probably will in that scenario. For the MVP, I got Mr. Immunized himself.
Oh nah, he can't win it, man. He's gonna be missing too many games, man.
He's only missed. He'll miss 2, potentially 1, because he might be able to play against the Seahawks. But it'll just be 1, and he's kept his team afloat. They didn't have Aaron Jones or Devontae Adams last time, so
right.
Yeah, so I don't know why I was thinking of Smith and got it confused, but he didn't have Devontae Adams last time, so it's they still winning, and they're at the top, and it's now if they lose, Aaron Rodgers wasn't out. I mean, wasn't playing. That's the reason.
Well, that's the easy way out.
Now, just because you get to the Super Bowl does not mean you're the best team. I don't think so. Anything can happen. Who do you think is the best team right now?
Best overall team.
Yeah, best overall team.
I want to say the Rams, but they're still getting kind of exposed a little bit on defense. They're not as dominant as they were last year. But we'll see with Von Miller. That might push him over the edge a little bit. I don't think he's that great anymore. But maybe it was just being in Denver. I don't know.
My best team overall, I got to go with the Cardinals. Now,
really? Wow.
I
feel they just lost to your MVP guy.
I mean, so here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. The Cardinals, their offense is top notch, bro. When healthy, they have solid run game. You got Kyler Murray to bolster the run game. So now, even if their run game was average, it's above average because now you got to worry about Kyler Murray. and he can also throw the ball, and you have AJ Green on the field, who's been playing quite well. And
I don't know, man. He didn't turn around on that one play. That cost me.
I mean, look, but that's one game. That's one game. Let him slide.
That was an important game, man.
Game.
That might have decided the top seeding a little bit in the end, because now they got tiebreaker. So that was a big deal.
I bet you now they play in the playoffs. AJ Green's balling out, and you still got DeAndre Hopkins. Like, he's motivated now. That's an athlete, right? As an athlete,
yeah.
If something's pissed you off from a prior game, you're gonna remember it. Especially when coach digging your ass in film session, like, Darryl, how could you leave? Turn around, boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna be ready. You gonna be on it next day. Like, so I gotta believe that as a quality vet who, when he was on the Bengals, he was their primary player. I gotta think he got enough dog in him to make that happen. And on the defensive end, they don't look bad either. But yeah, all right. Well, let's see here. I appreciate that. I gave all my points. Yep, I gave all the points.
You good?
But yeah, so Darryl, again, thanks for the segment. We'll be going on to the next segment, ladies and gentlemen. So stay tuned. All right, Mark. So here we got a couple questions for you, big guy. As you see, you got your son here. Is there anything you want to say about your son before we start?
Oh yeah, he a little beast here, Apollo right here. This is my main man, Road Dog.
What's good, big man?
I being all shy, but causing all the noise. Now he's shy.
You got anything you want to say, Apollo?
You don't want to say nothing now.
Good stuff. I love it. I'm glad he got the looks from his mama. All right, so Mark, I got a couple questions for you, big guy. Let's see if you know basketball pretty well. I know you're the football SME. I just want to know how well you are at basketball, though. It's called Get a Bucket. So, what is Russell Westbrook's jersey number?
0.
All right. Next question. What draft number was James Harden?
I don't know that.
Number three. I was back in 2009. Let me ask you this one. Next question. Who's the only unanimous MVP?
Steph Curry won it.
There you go. All right, next question. The decision by LeBron James. What year was that?
Bro, I just be trying to get through the next day. I know it was where he was saying, hey, look, I'm taking my talents to Miami. That's all I know. I be trying to get through the day, bro. Like, I don't know. I be losing track of time.
I feel you. No, that was 2010. That was 2010.
Damn. All right.
Next question. What year did Tracy McGrady, T-Mac, what year did he get to the finals?
I don't know, bro.
2013. That was on the Spurs. Fun fact, he didn't really play that much, so that's okay. T-Mac, we respect you, baby. We know you're going to get that chip. Just unfortunate that LeBron James and the Heatles actually beat the Spurs. It's tragic.
Yeah. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, I am not an SME with basketball. I am a fan.
Hey, it's not a problem, big guy. It's not a problem at all. The way I had these scheduled, I just had to change things around. So you just caught the short end of the stick this time. But we'll get you back on the show and get you some football questions. That way they see that you are the football SME. So we got you covered, big guy. We got you covered. But yeah, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we will go on to the next segment. So definitely stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we are back, and of course, like I said, the show is called Get a Bucket. So we talking hoops, and I do a disservice to the people if I didn't talk about the Lakers and Nets, right? We're not gonna only talk about Lakers and Nets though, but we got to start it off right. So my man Xavier here, Xavier, real quick, bro. Now you said Bron's the GOAT. Like I said, that's another discussion for another day, but it sounds like you got a lot of faith in him. Do you have the same faith in the Lakers?
Yes, once healthy. I think my only reservation about the Lakers right now is perimeter defense and Russell's IQ. Yes, those are.
You said something about his IQ earlier. Like, what were you comparing it to again?
Like, his basketball IQ is very AAU-ish. Like, I can't even give it high school. The man literally will leave his feet without a plan of action. He pirouettes mid-air and just, I'm gonna throw it somewhere. What? Come on, bro. You're the point guard of the Lakers, bro. And that's a whole different ball game, bro. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. Not when Magic Johnson walked those halls. It just can't be. It just can't be done.
Or LaMelo Ball is doing what you're saying he's doing, but is effective with it. Like LaMelo Ball jumps in the air and will just toss the basketball wildly, but it hits his player in the chest. Like it looks like an actual planned attack. Whereas Russ
might be playing
and then reacting afterwards. Like I've always said, Russell needs to be more of a cerebral point guard, kind of like Chris Paul. Like if his assists are higher than his points, we're good. I love it. But that's not going to be the case. Like when they played OKC, I was telling you, scored well, shot decently, assists were trash. It's like that. Braun's out, bro. Like that's supposed to be a triple-double game for Russ. At least double-double. And you can't get anything. That's tough.
That's a night where you can be you, bro. That's a night where you can go be you.
Exactly.
That was the point of getting you. Like that was literally the point. Like
Exactly. It's a shame you should have got Buddy Hield. But that I think that might have to be another discussion for another day because that could go. That we might. I'm gonna be honest. This part right here could easily cover 5, 10, 20 minutes of conversation, bro. No lie. Like no lie. Like just talking about Russell Westbrook, AD, how they're supposed to dominate. It's and without Braun against a lowly OKC team.
That's just nonsense. They're supposed to. That's not supposed to happen. Y'all blew 2 double-digit leads to these folks. Their only wins are y'all.
Mm-hmm. And y'all blew my mind.
Come on, man. Like, yeah, we can't do this. We can't do this. A 19-point lead at the crib.
Mm-hmm. Only thing that's looking good about it is it's early. And the fact that we just have brought Taylor Horton Tucker. I think Taylor Horton Tucker covers up some holes as well.
We're missing a lot. We're missing Kendrick, THT, Ariza, Wayne Ellington just got back.
I'm not going to throw Kendrick into the fold like that. One, he's new. He's still young into his career. Like he was decent on the Heat, but like I like him. But it's going to be a similar like Malik Monk. He's going to have to prove some things. So I can't.
He is. He is. I like him though. He might do something strange. He might make some. He got better. Hey, he might have better IQ than Russ.
I mean,
a THT definitely does. THT don't do nothing like that except that one time he did that pirouette under the basket and ended up putting it back in. I don't know what the hell he had going on.
Yeah, no, I like
in the bubble.
He's definitely one of our good young players. He's definitely one of our good young players. But yeah, we're gonna have to transition on to the Nets though, because I know I want to take on this one. What do the Nets need? Like we know, like the Lakers have a point guard issue, and then once Braun comes back, okay, they could be point guard. He could be the point guard, but now where do you fit Russ? Well, on Brooklyn's team, they had that situated. Kyrie, KD, Harden, but now Kyrie can't play. So even with Kyrie not being able to play, I still think the Nets are the best team in the East. Until Victor Oladipo comes back, though, then we getting saucy, especially if he's healthy, but that's later on. Anyways, what do you think the Nets need?
Well, for number one, they need Kyrie. I never thought I would say that, but they are a different team without him. They're not.
Wait. What do you mean you didn't think you would be saying they wouldn't need Kyrie?
I didn't because
three, bro. Why is everyone trying to be disrespectful to my mans, bro?
I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I just thought that KD and Harden could carry the load and it wouldn't be that glaring that Kyrie is missing. And I also didn't expect James Harden to struggle like this without getting these calls. Like, if you're not getting to the line 15 times, you telling me you still can't go get you 27? And I just refuse to believe that. I think it's mental with your boy, but he going to have to get up out of that, because if he's going to play like this, if he's going to be averaging what is this, 18 and 7 and 9? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
I mean, 18, 7 and 9 ain't nothing to scoff at. We only
Excuse me?
Because of what he does, what he's done in the past.
Yeah, that's why I say he's a.
You're trying to get the team more acclimated. Remember, you got Patty Mills, you without Kyrie, so now you got to depend on these role players a little bit more. Do you think maybe James Harden is taking a step back? Yeah, trying to get back in game shape, but taking a little bit of step back and trying to get everyone else involved and get that rhythm going? Do you think that might be the case?
Yeah, I would buy that. I would buy that if Kyrie was on the court. It would the fact that Kyrie ain't there, he got to pick up that slack offensively. Like, he has to pick that up, scoring wise.
He wants to, because remember, he just came off that hamstring. So if he can nurse that back, take the whole season, get that back done properly, now you can go full throttle come playoff time, and you got the confidence of the Nets team backing you, plus a Kevin Durant who will give you.
I don't even think it's him taking a step back. I think it's him not being in basketball shape that there's a lack of aggression. Like, he's clearly not in condition. He still has this little pudge thing going on. I mean, he's not in shape. So I just think it's
looking a little penguin-like. Okay,
a little bit. So I think it's him not being in shape. That's causing the aggression, the lack of aggression, rather. I don't think it's him taking no step back because no Patty Mills and Paul Millsap and shit. No, because he know what the Nets need from him. They need that 27 to 29 and 12. Like, they need that to go along with KD to pick up what Kyrie would have been bringing. Like,
I mean, that definitely helps, bro. But, like, you got LaMarcus Aldridge, Paul Millsap. Like, they have a lot of Blake Griffin, Patty Mills, Joe Harris. You have a lot of pieces on that team. And this is, matter of fact, this is someone's been saying, like, they actually need more big men, right? I don't think you do, because you already, even though, like, yeah, he can put on a little bit more weight. I do like Claxton, and you still got KD. You have enough big men out there to rotate and throw at people. I think they're quite well constructed. I just think the role players need to knock down shots and make it easier for James Harden and Kevin Durant. Also, James Harden needs to stop going for that, oh, I got fouled routine. Like, take it up strong like you used to in OKC and Houston. Before that 15 Euro caused foul situation. Like, bro, that's done now. That's done. You're big. Like, you about 6'4", 220. That's quite
He bigger than that. He bigger than that. He bigger than that.
40?
He bigger than that. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
We touching bronze weight now, and you about 2 inches shorter. Like, no, 4
way
inches
shorter.
Oh, like, go into the paint. Get back to the free throw line. The hard way, like you had to back in the day. And that's going to take a little bit of time. Again, for both the Lakers and the Nets, I'm not really worried about them. Like, even though they're starting off a little bit slower than what some might like, it's really early. If we're talking about the same,
it is early, but and this the thing about, well, first of all, with Millsap and Aldridge, they're just not getting it. They're just not getting it done. It's still early, but they're not contributing what people thought they were. And Blake is just being Blake. He's just being Blake. I think he'll come along.
Is coming, like, he almost had he thought his career was over. Paul Millsap. Paulie's for the playoffs. Paulie's for the playoffs. Like,
yeah, I hope so, because he ain't playing well.
I mean, he's okay. Like, it's not. He's kind of out of position. Like he'll find his role. He'll get his niche down. Same with LA. Like, you've seen big games from LA. He's giving you 20-point games. So I'm saying, like, like I said, bro, I think they're going to be fine. Now, one team though that I think is gonna slip, because they had an extremely hot start. Like, an extremely hot start. People were thinking, okay, maybe we're getting back to the old school days, because, you know, the Bulls, the Bulls were extremely hot. Like you had Alonzo Ball, Zach Lavine.
Yeah, they 6-2. They hold on. See, this is the thing about the Bulls. Even if they fall back to the mean or whatever, they in the East, as the East is, if there's nothing too far separating Chicago from Atlanta or the Knicks, the Celtics. I mean, it's the top of the East. You got that Philly, Brooklyn, Milwaukee, and Miami. Them the top 4 seeds right there. After that, everybody is pretty
Still
fucking
got Philly
even.
as a top 4 seed. I'm gonna keep it a whole stack with you, my guy. In the East, I got Nets, Heat, Bucks, Hawks. Then after that, Celtics, Sixers, Knicks, Bulls.
I ain't even finna argue with you. I'm not even gonna argue with you about that. I think because we don't know what that Ben Simmons thing is. If the Sixers fuck around and get Damian Lillard, is shit finna change. But then
I mean, Dame
he go
they start though.
No. But that's because his heart not in Portland. And he ain't got no chance to win. He got a chance to win in Philadelphia. We gonna see Dame time in Philadelphia. But I ain't gonna argue with you about them standings though. Yeah, because
all I'm gonna say is this: when the Lakers knew we weren't going to win a championship, Kobe still balled out. That I just want to throw that out there.
I mean, he did. But whoa.
I'm not saying Kobe, but he got that
time out. Don't do this. We not gonna give Kobe that, because between 05 and 06, when his ass was miserable, we not gonna forget about how this nigga went on the radio talking about I will request a trade if y'all don't go get Pau Gasol.
Whoa. I said production. I'm talking about production.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah. Production, I feel you. I feel you.
I don't say nothing about Dame's rap career, how that could be impeding on his production. That's another story for another day. What I'm saying is, on the production side, Dame gotta produce. But for the Bulls,
Kobe.
What do you
Bulls
think?
Better than the Knicks too.
But what do you think the Bulls need though? Because look, they're without Patrick Williams, right? And their bench was already in question. Like their starting 5, top tier. Like we can run with the best of them. And then the bench, you got Kobe White, Alex Caruso. Well, that's about it. So it's like, what do you go from here? Like Ayo Dosunmu is kind of cool. So like maybe you can throw him in.
He's still a guard.
But now you still need some more big men. Like
I was about to say that. They need bigs. Mm-hmm. They need bigs. They need a Christian Wood, something going on, type of shit going on. They need something like that.
They're not gonna spend. I don't know any quality bigs right now that they can finesse. Like it's going to be a stretch for them. Keep it a stack with you. And then it's cool, but like he can't be your only big. Like you gotta have, like you need Patrick Williams back. I'm not gonna lie to you. That he's supposed to be your primary defender, because we know DeRozan is not going to lock you down. Zach Lavine's cool. Lonzo is a solid defender, but like if I gotta throw Lonzo against a Braun or like a KD, I'm not feeling it. So like
hell no. Lonzo doesn't see some people just can't be guarded, and them two of it. But anybody else, Alonzo I can see Lonzo bothering the fuck out of Chris Middleton.
I'm
in
not
a series.
No, I'm not worried about Chris Middleton, my guy. Like he's too inconsistent. No, all jokes aside, like I'm not, no disrespect, Chris, if you're watching. I like your game. It's just for me personally, a little too inconsistent. Like I'm from the school of Kobe. Like that's what I grew up watching for like a lot of my life. So
I feel you.
I'm spoiled. I don't know. It is what it is. But
you got a different standard for two guards. I feel you.
Exactly. But look, we're going to transition on into the next segment. So ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned, because I'm pretty sure you will enjoy this one. All right. So then, Mark, what's your, because
I know you watch the NBA, but you're the NFL SME. So like, what's a foreshadowing for you for both NBA and NFL? Let's start with the NBA.
On the NBA side, I think it's going to continue to just evolve into positionless basketball. I mean, now people are super skilled. I also think, bro, other countries are going to continue catching up to us. That's what I think has been exhibited. If you watch the Olympics, Nigeria, they went ham. Like, you know, and think about it. In 1992, Nigeria probably would have only scored 30-ish, maybe. You know what I mean? So many countries were behind us. Now you look, we're losing games. We were losing games, like left and right. We're like, oh, what's going on here? So I think countries are continuing. They're going to continue to catch up. I love the what is that? The NBA Africa Initiative. I really love that, and we're seeing the fruits of that. In terms of, yeah, like, what do you think?
No, I think you're right. The teams are going to catch up. Are they going to surpass us? I don't know that part. But catching up is only you can only go up. Like I think of it like a 2K rating, right? Like we're at 99. Like yes, we're still improving though, so maybe we're at a 92 really. But like we're, you know what I'm saying, we're always improving, and so are they. But their ground to improve is much more. So they're always going to be catching up. When they become completely equal, and like we just, let's say we don't even win bronze.
I don't think
and that's on a consistent pace too. I don't know if that happens, but I do know that they're catching up quite a bit, and it's not as easy of a thing to win the gold as it like used to be. It really isn't. So I mean, but that also is attributed to like the talent that we had back then too as well. Like the dream team was
that's true.
to like remember. So comparing it to like this past one. I'm sorry. I love
that wasn't beautiful basketball to watch, man.
It was a little rugged. They
you had to be up at like 12 in the morning to watch the game too. I'll sacrifice my time. Thank you for bringing home gold, US.
Big facts. Now, how about the NFL foreshadow for you?
So for me, I think there's going to be a return of the big linebacker. And what I mean by that is people are going to start understanding that these 220-pound, 30-pound cover linebackers can't they can't look. You out there, I'm not talking about you, but I'm just saying it's going to takes the toll on the defense. So when you got that 260-pound Mike Singletary, Jack Ham, people that's laying the wood, then you can negate some of that Derrick Henry effect that you see is happening. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's going to go in that direction. At least if the NFL is smart or some coach is smart and you're tired of running over your defense, put bigger people there. Damn the coverage shit. That, you know what I mean? Just damn all that. What you would do.
But that's only going to be one team too. He's out for the season.
No. But we're also seeing that just in general. You know, just the trends. The backs are getting bigger. Yes, you might not have the extreme cases of Derrick Henry, because Derrick Henry's Derrick Henry. One of my favorite backs to watch, actually. You know, but still the backers are. I mean, the running backs are getting bigger, bro. And so, whereas yes, the NFL is a passing league, you are open to a wide vulnerability if your linebackers can't tackle because they're not used to having to do that. When you got that extra weight, you can lean on somebody. When you're cover backer, you get to see him, okay, looking pretty in coverage and all of that. So I think it's going to go in that direction. The same way that you saw, you know, with the Legion of Boom. First, the corners wasn't that big. They were like 5'11", you know, maybe 6 feet. When, you know, Pete Carroll came with the Legion of Boom, they were 6'2", 6'3". You know, Richard Sherman, that Cam Chancellor, 6'5".
Right.
You know, so I think that's, if the NFL is smart and, you know, it tends to adapt, I think that's what we're going to start seeing, at least in the case of the middle linebacker.
Okay. All right. Well, those sound like two good foreshadows right there. We appreciate you, Mark, on those. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go on to the next segment now. So please make sure you stay tuned.
guys were still here. As you can see, we're at the back end of the show. No pun intended, but look, hope you all enjoyed it. And before you go, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the IG account, share the content to anybody who's anybody. And most importantly, leave your thoughts and comments below. But I got to go back and play Buddy in 2K, so let me unmute him real quick. Excuse me. Hey, boss, I'm back. Nah, you better catch this word. You know we get buckets around here, too.